is Alyssa and you're watching Teenage Critic. On today's episode, we're going to head over to Roots Cultural Center and they have an open jam session every Tuesday night. So Sydney's going to take us over there in a little bit. We also have an inspirational piece which comes from a film from the Gimme 5 Film Festival. So it was made by a local teenager. And as of right now, we're trying to find Sprout, which is a vegan food truck here in Rhode Island. I'm looking at their Twitter page and I can't seem to find where they were last. So according to the Yelp page, Sprout can typically be found on the Brown campus, and we're on Benefit Street right now, but usually a lot of the food trucks head over to Thayer Street right around this time to get kids coming out of the summer camp, so we're going to head up to Thayer Street, but stick around because Glenn Cabral, who's the owner of Roots Cultural Center, is going to tell you a little bit about its history.
Providence Inner City Arts. We're a nonprofit arts organization bringing diversity in the arts to the city of Providence for over 40 years. We are now located downtown at 276 Westminster Street, the Roots Cultural Center, where we have dance, music, poetry, storytelling, theater, panel discussions on every topic, and it's also a gallery space. We're trying to continually bring diverse music and from diverse cultures to the people of downtown Providence. We work with youth. We have a Tuesday night jam, jazz jam, and youth are invited. So we have high school and middle school youth. They come and play with seasoned musicians. We also have a Sunday evening jam with jazz, blues, and R&B. And the rest of the week is filled with all sorts of music and dance and theater, storytelling, poetry. We have game night, and what we're trying to create here is the third place. You have a home, you have a job, the place where you work, and then the place where you go to socialize, the place where you connect with people, connect with community. We want Roots to be that place. So come on down and connect with the lovely people of Roots. Providence Inner City Arts needs you. Well, Tuesday Night Jam is, Tuesday is notoriously an evening when there isn't other music happening. So a lot of musicians have that evening off as a time when they can get together and play with musicians that they don't normally play with. Or it's a time where they can just go out and socialize and not worry about playing. And Tuesday night became a jazz night from my discussions with other jazz musicians who came here to play on the jam, but it was heavily R&B and blues, and they needed a place for strictly jazz. Hence, Tuesday night Strictly Jazz was born. It's a place where people can come and learn about jazz, and jazz musicians can come and share their wealth of knowledge with the younger set. Young people don't have to sneak in to this place to play. They can come and they're welcome because we want them to learn from these seasoned musicians. And it's a wonderful sign to see these young musicians grow. I'm talking middle school and high school musicians playing alongside professional musicians, learning from them, and then going back to their school and playing what they learned on the weekend. It's wonderful to see parents bringing their children down here. Well, that was big. That was wonderful. We had the best jazz venue in all of Rhode Island. We also have the best blues jam in Rhode Island. That takes place on a Sunday night. And it's because of the talent that comes here. Rhode Island has a wealth of talented musicians, And so we're just glad to be able to offer a space where they can perform what they know how to do and what they love. And it's so great to see them come together, the camaraderie amongst these musicians, something to behold. Well, all you have to do is come on down. The jam's, the Sunday evening jam is $5. If you're a musician, it's free. Just bring your instrument or your voice. And on Tuesday evening, it's all of $4. But once again, if you're a musician, you're in free. But we're Providence Inner City Arts, and we're a non-profit arts organization. We're located downtown Providence, and it's important that people support the arts. The city of Providence is a wealthier place when there was diversity on the sidewalks and in the buildings.
So in our travels trying to find Sprout Vegan Truck, we came across this First Unitarian Church. This is here in Providence. And that's the cool thing about Providence, is that you can just be exploring around and you'll always find something cool. So we're on Benefit Street right now, but now we're going to head over to the Roots Cultural Center again. So you just heard the history of Roots, and now Sydney is actually going to go to the Tuesday jam session. So stick around.
Hey guys, it's Sydney from Teenage Critic, and I'm here at the Roots Cultural Center in Providence. Every Tuesday night, they have this awesome jam session with professional musicians that's open to all ages. So if you feel like jamming with them on a Tuesday night, either in the audience or on stage, be sure to check it out. Hey guys, it's Sydney, and we're outside the Roots Cultural Center in Providence, and I'm here with one of the band members performing tonight. So, and what's your name?
Mibit Threats.
And what do you do?
I'm a bass player. I'm the host of the Tuesday night Strictly Jazz.
Okay, so what do you mean by host? Like, do you just like run the band?
Well, it's open mic, so we have people, they come and sit in, they play, and myself and Zeph, we just say who's going to play and who's not going to play, and so forth and so on.
Okay, nice. Is this like what a typical Tuesday night looks like?
Yeah, it's a little bit. Well, we won the for the best jazz this year, and last year too, by the way, at the Phoenix magazine. Yeah. So people are kind of coming out and check it out. They weren't familiar with it. That a lot of people were, but we have a lot of new faces in the house.
What other instruments do the other people in your band play?
Zeph plays the drums, and Johnny Keys plays piano.
Nice.
It's just a trio, and we have saxophone, trumpet, guitar players, and they come in and sit in.
Did you like play here every Tuesday night?
When I'm in town, yes. When I'm around. Pretty regular, yeah.
Oh, so do you travel to different places?
Yes, I'm the musical director for the Blue Notes. You heard the Blue Notes? Probably never heard of them. You heard Teddy Pendergrass? Never heard of him. Well, anyway, Teddy's not with him anymore, but I'm their musical director. And I work with Big Nozzle and, 15, 20 different bands, I guess.
Wow, how long have you been playing your instrument?
Oh, about 130 years now, 135 years. No, I don't know. I started when I was 15, I'm 59, so you do the numbers. That's a while, 40-something years.
How did you get started with your instrument? And you play the bass, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. I got started playing bass. I had a band when I was 15, all family, and my cousin was playing bass, and he didn't want to do it anymore. I was playing guitar, and so I was teaching him all the bass lines anyway, so I just started playing bass.
Were there any challenges that you faced over the years of playing?
No, I call them learning experiences. They're not challenges. They're just allow me to know what I need to do to get better, and that's about it.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. really fun night for me. The only downside is that if you're a middle school or high school student like me, you have a bunch of homework to do, so you're going to have to stay up pretty late. So luckily I did my homework in the car. So stick around for what's coming up next.
So isn't that cool? I definitely think I should go check out Roots one of these Tuesday nights. Anyway, we're still looking for Sprout, and now we're on Federal Hill, and still no sign of them. And it looks like it might rain soon, so we don't know if we're actually going to find them tonight. But here we are on Federal Hill, and there's a ton of other great places to eat. So you guys stay tuned for what's coming up next. Wasn't that great? And it's so cool to think that it was made by a local teenager. So now we're on Federal Hill and we're still looking for Sprout. I'm starting to think we're not going to find Sprout today. I'm a little disappointed, but on the bright side, here's another Heart to Heart by Sydney.
Hey guys, this is Sydney, and today on Heart to Heart, I'm going to be talking about jealousy. And I did a heart to heart on frenemies, and this is gonna be kind of the same format that I did for that one, and because I'm going to be starting with a personal story, and this story is about me and my friend who I'm going to call Christy. So Christy is super smart. All my teachers love her. She's pretty, she's funny, she has mostly guy friends, she's extremely athletic, she has had a ton of boyfriends, and she has more followers than me on Instagram. So you can probably tell from that description that I am totally jealous of her. And one of the things that I'm jealous of is, so we always compare each other's grades, like after class, and we'll ask each other like, oh, what'd you get on this one? And say I got 97%. She would get 102%. And if I get 102%, she'll get 104%. So no matter what I do, she's always one step ahead of me. Also in the hallways, I'll be walking with her, and every other person she sees will be like, oh hey, or they'll like come and hug her. And another story is on an early release, me and Christy were going uptown together. We were like, it was just the two of us, and we were like walking on the street, and across the street we saw this huge group of the most popular girls in school, and I'm talking like 20 of them, like probably over 20, and they saw Christy and they're like, Christy, oh my god, and they came running across the street and like tackled her, and they were all like hugging her and like talking to her, and I was just standing there looking the other way and trying to look occupied. It was awful. So the point is, no matter what I do, she is always better than me. And this naturally makes me so jealous. And the worst part is she's so incredibly nice, and she's like the sweetest person I've ever met, and she's so nice to my brother, who's autistic, and she's so nice, and she's perfect, and she's flawless and everything, and it makes me so jealous. So if you have a friend like Christy, here's my advice. I would encourage you to not be mad at her or anything. Just try to be better at them at something so you get that satisfaction. For example, if you have like a biology final coming up, study extra hard for it and like motivate yourself to make sure you like ace it. So if you study really hard, extra hard, you can get, you know, 102% and they get 99%. And that satisfaction will feel so good, I'm telling you. So the next time you are on your social networking and you see that they posted a really pretty picture of themselves and it got like 297 likes, just remember in your head that you scored 3 points higher than them on that biology final. So in a situation like mine, you just have to kind of let yourself know that there's always in life gonna be someone who is prettier or smarter or taller or more athletic than you. And you can't always be better than everyone else. And there's always gonna be someone better than you. And most importantly, you can't devote your life or, you know, your school year to trying to be better than them, because it will probably never work. Like, you just kind of have to let yourself know that you can't really waste all that time just trying to be better than that one person. This is kind of hard to say, but friendship is not a competition. And, you know, you can still be friends with someone if you're on different levels. I hope you guys liked that heart-to-heart. And if you have any topic suggestions or questions, you can go onto our website, teenagecritic.com, and click on my name, and from there you can send me an email and tell me, you know, whatever. So I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Alright, so right now I'm on the Twitter page. What a lot of these food trucks do is they have a Twitter page so they can constantly be updating their fans where they are. And the last one that Sprout left was yesterday, saying that they were canceled because of the rain at a music festival, but today there doesn't seem to be any rain, and I think they're probably around Providence, so we're just gonna go check out different places where they could possibly be. We are on Thayer Street, driving down the road, trying to find the Sprout truck. Do we see it? No.
We saw like no other.
We did see like no other.
Usually they're down at the south end of there.
Hey guys, this is Alyssa, and now we're here on Federal Hill with the whole Teenage Critic crew. We are here in the piazza because no Italian village is complete without a piazza, and we're actually going to go get to talk to Antonelli's Poultry, so stick around. Hey, so we're here with Chris, who's actually the owner of Antonelli Poultry, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what it's like running a poultry place, and also a little bit about the history of Federal Hill, because you've been here a while, right?
Yeah, I've been running the place for about 35 or 40 years, me personally. So it's kind of unusual. When we first came here, this street was open, and there were shops on both sides, meat markets and whatnot. Little by little, of course, as the years have changed, so has everything else. So we've been here actually processing chickens in the building for about 150 years. So before I came here, it was my father-in-law. His name was Frank Antonelli. And after he passed, I decided to come here and run the store. And that was in 1975 when I started running it. So we are the only ones left in Rhode Island that actually do the processing of chickens. We actually kill and clean and process, eviscerate, they call that. Chickens, ducks, rabbits, pheasant, quail, geese, just about anything that goes on back there. And I don't know if you saw that couple of happy customers walking out the door there carrying their plastic bags. That's a very nice idea. So we've been doing this for about 150 years. We're the last ones that still do it. So if if you go in the back room, you'll see my guys in the back there. Some of them are wearing hats, some of them are wearing gloves, some of them are, some of them aren't. Well, that's because we're exempt. We've been doing this for so long. If we decide we're going to move from this location, now we're going to have to take out a real license, and some federal inspector or state inspector is going to have to come in and make sure everything is the way it should be. But because we've been here for so long, we are exempt from doing that. So if you wanted to take a tour around and you went to the bakery, you could go in the bakery and say like, wow, this is a bag of flour. It's over here on the ground. Oh yeah, well, we bake flour with that. It's not like that when you go in the back room. It's a little different back there where we're eviscerating and cleaning and processing chickens all day long. We get a variety of chickens back there. And I guess you guys went back there, so I don't know if you're going to cut the footage in later, but years ago, we all the chicken used to be different colors. Now, we changed it to white so that when you go into the markets, you can get a nice, clean, styrofoam white tray, and it looks very nice to look at, so it's very eye-appealing. So little by little, that's been changing here, at least the customers that we have. We're going back to the old red chickens, the Rhode Island Reds, the the Pullets, the Comets. Those are some of their names. They're wanting more and more colored chickens. They're a little more moist. The meat is a little tenderer. So we're coming back to that more and more now. So it's a little different now, the tradition. But the interesting thing about coming in my store, it would be like you going in your backyard and picking a tomato from the garden. You pick the tomato from your garden and say, wow, this is really delicious. You go to the market said these are fresh tomatoes. Why doesn't it take like the one that you just picked from your garden? I don't know. I think it might be a little fresher. So that's the difference here also. And one of the things that we're required to tell you is to make sure you cook the chicken. That's important. If you don't cook it, you might get sick. So that's one of the things that we have to do here. So we've been doing this for a long time.
Now, the animals that you have back here, do they come from local farms, or do you have them brought here from an array of places?
Depending on what time of the year and what kind of chicken you're talking about back there, the majority of the chickens do come from local farmers. And there's a place up in Forster, and then we're out in Lexington, Mass. We're out in Worcester. We're all over New England loading chickens. And then we do call up, and we get some chickens out in New York and Pennsylvania, and they're shipped in here 2 or 3 days a week. We're very lucky. We do process about 3,000 chickens a week. I don't mean wholesale. That's just retail customers coming and going. There's a lot more different. There's a melting pot of nationalities that come in and out of here. So we're pretty lucky. There's a lot of different cultures that come in. We get a lot of Iranians who come in and want to bless and kill their own chickens. So they do their own blessing, their own killing. Yeah, they do that quite a bit. That's pretty normal. So they in the back room.
And what about the rabbits?
The rabbits actually are locally grown, but once in a while I'll have to call New York, but not very often. We get a lot of different growers here. We sell about 200 rabbits a week. We do the processing, and as you can see back there, there's quail, geese, and ducks. And there's turkeys. There's 3 different kinds of turkeys. Around the other side, I didn't show you. We have a red turkey, and then we have a pilgrim turkey. Pilgrim turkey is actually a turkey that we're starting to rebreed again. Years ago, all turkeys used to be all gray, and then we changed them to white for the same reason, with a nice complexion. When you take it out of that nice plastic, it looks nice and white. But all turkeys used to be a bronze color. They were Narragansett turkeys. And little by little, we're changing that back over again. So now you can get a nice bronze turkey, a small one, where it's raised in barns with grain. And I'm sure I don't know where you come from, but if you come from locally here, you see a lot of the wild turkeys. They're that gray color. Those are Narragansett turkeys. They're very long legs. So now we've decided to grow them indoors, in barns. We cut the toes a little bit so they don't run as fast, so we don't get those long-legged turkeys like you see in your backyard. We clip the wings so that they don't fly. So now the meat gets a little softer, a little more tender, and the legs don't look like long, thin sticks. They actually look like little turkey legs, really short and stubby.
Now, you mentioned before that this was actually your father-in-law's company at one point. Now, do you have a lot of family working back there, or over time have you just...
They've moved on. My father-in-law died in 1975, and I've been running it ever since. My last name is actually Morris. Chris Morris is my name, and I've been here for about 35 years running the joint, the place, the chicken store, the business, whatever you want to call it. We're doing it.
And do a lot of your customers come weekly, or do you seem to have random customers all the
The
time?
majority of the customers are all transit. In other words, we have a melting pot here in Providence. Spanish, Dominican, Cambodians, Africans, Iranians, whatever they may be. So we're very lucky. When you're the only show in town, it does make life a little bit easier. When you only got one poultry store in the state of Rhode Island, it makes a lot of sense to go to that store if you want something fresh.
Now, what do the other, store owners or restaurant owners think about having the poultry shop right here next to their own stores?
We're one of the very few people who are left on Federal Hill doing exactly what Federal Hill used to be about. So for people that are in the neighborhood, they like seeing this. And they're obviously, if you look out in front of the store, there's a couple of big chickens out there and some duck feet walking in. They're not walking back out again. They only walk in the store. They don't go back out. It's because they end up in there all day, processed. So we're very lucky in that sense. And the nice thing about the place is at 5 o'clock, I live in Narragansett. So I'm done for the day. I go home. And then the restaurant next door, Palmieri's, they take over the rest of the plaza, and they're entitled to do what they want to do with the place once I'm going for the day. But tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, we'll get back here. We'll try it all over again.
And because you guys have been here such a long time, how has Federal Hill changed since you've first been here?
Well, as you can clearly see, as we're sitting out here on a beautiful plaza, it looks like we're in Little Italy. It wasn't like this years ago. There was a sidewalk here, and there was meat markets on both sides. And actually, there was a chicken store right across the street, too, Capuano's. There was another poultry store in the next street over. There was 2 meat markets on that corner, a vegetable store on that corner. People would come up to do their grocery shopping and spend the day up here just shopping, because people only shopped for the day's food that they needed. So we're the last of the big-time businesses that were here.
So we spent the whole day trying to find Sprouts vegan truck, and we couldn't find it. But while we're here on Federal Hill, we decided to go to Caserta Pizza, where they have the original Wimpy Skimpies, which are these spinach pies. So I guess that's not too bad. So I had a great time hosting the show today. Just kidding. Those chickens were kind of traumatizing. But hopefully the spinach pie is going to make it better. Anyway, until the next time, I'm Alyssa, and you're watching Teenage Critic. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one.